This is more of a hypothetical summit dealing with what will happen once the strait is open and once there is peace in the region, in the Gulf and the Middle East. President Emmanuel Macron and Sir Keir Starmer from Britain, who are the main players today. There are about 30 other players involved in today's summit. A lot of them will be listening in on video conference and also participating in some kind of a way. I have to say Friedrich Merz, the German Chancellor, is also here. There is broad agreement that the way to keep the strait open when peace is achieved is through a benevolent mission. That is to say that parties which were not belligerents during this war will police the Strait of Hormuz with their navies. The French Navy is a considerable force still. The Royal Navy of Britain, not so much. It has a lot of weaknesses at the moment, but both countries think they can do a pretty good benevolent mission in that area once peace is achieved. Now that's the great sticking point. I can tell you that I've spoken to French diplomatic sources here, and they say there's already discord with the Germans. For example, the Germans are saying that the policing has to rely on the Americans. They have the most powerful navy in the world. The French and the British are unhappy about that because the Americans has clearly been sinking Iranian ships in recent days. It has been massacring civilians in Iran. Around 100 schoolgirls were, of course, killed at the beginning of the war. And their foremost ally, Israel, is, of course, prosecuting an extremely devastating war as well, with lots of civilians dying, not just in Iran, but also in places like Lebanon. The British and the French are very, very unhappy about that. The Europeans are unhappy about that. And they say, again, that we need a benevolent mission once peace is achieved to keep these straits open, and America should not be involved.
All right. So, this is a tricky situation. And, most people are getting caught up in the politics of it all. A lot of people can't handle the fact that Donald Trump is the president of the United States. And so because of that, whatever is happening right now in that region, people just want it to fail. But clearly the Europeans have gotten together with dozens of nations, and they are the key to this. Now, Trump won't admit it. He won't say that, hey, he needs the Europeans' help, but he needs their help. And he needs their help specifically in the only way that they can provide that help, because the only way they can do it is diplomatically. They do not have the military force to do it, right? So this is going to take a lot of trust between us and the Europeans. The Europeans are going to have to allow Donald Trump to be the stick while they are the carrot. I think, and this is my prediction, this is how this thing comes to peace. This is how this thing ends. It's not easy because Russia is pressuring the European nations with the war in Ukraine. And so they are tight when it comes to, what they need to fight wars and to put physical pressure on someone. So it's going to take this combination of Europe and Trump. Trump's going to be the stick. They are going to be the carrot. But I believe, because both sides don't really trust each other, that actually makes it a better deal. That actually makes it so that everyone is forced to have to play their role to make this work. So we'll see how it goes, but that's my prediction, guys.